might have that skinny friend who can eat whatever she wants and never gain a pound. Well, I am that skinny friend. Number 5 is portion control. And this is where I'm going to get to some of the secrets of how French women stay thin. In the US, portion sizes are huge. I know that because I visit, I go back, and then I also invite family. We lose track of that. Like for me, when I buy things in US grocery stores, let's say kebab, I just think, oh yeah, it's supposed to be like this big, around that long, and one person should be able to eat that. A hot dog is supposed to be this long and this big around. I just think, okay, that's normal. But then when I go back, I realize, oh, this is really, really big. So in the US, both at the grocery store and in restaurants, they serve you something that sounds like it should be for one person, but it isn't. And so if you can't finish, that is entirely normal. I took my family number of years ago on a road trip into New Mexico, and we enjoyed a lot of really good food, but we had to order food family style, and we would order, there was 4 of us and we ordered for 2, and it's not because we were trying to cheat the restaurant owner. She was gracious about it. It's just that we were traveling and we could not take a doggy bag, and we don't throw away food, but we couldn't eat it either, so what do you do? Another thing that my mom commented and always does when I visit was the size of my chinaware. Like the dinner plate. She says, your dinner plates are huge. Our water cups, huge. So that's another thing that we're not really conscious of. So what I do when I prepare my meals, I put them on a dessert plate. I wish we had things a little bigger, because dessert plate works well for someone my size. It doesn't work for my husband. But on the other hand, the dinner plate is too big. And when you have a dinner plate, you fill it. And once you fill your dinner plate, you've had too much to eat. So there's no miracle. The French women and men, they enjoy their wine, they enjoy their cheese, they enjoy their chocolate and their desserts. But they just simply eat less. The cheese comes on the late part of a meal. So before the French eat their cheese, there was there was a salad. The meal starts with a salad, and then there was the meal, vegetables and proteins. And once they're done with that, then comes the cheese, and by then you're not quite hungry anymore. So you'll eat a little bit of cheese, and then you leave a little bit of room for a yogurt or fruit, for dessert or cake on a special day. Habit number 6: home cooked meals made from scratch. How does that help? It helps in 2 ways. 1, you're fully in control of what goes into your food. So that's generally more healthy. I personally also like to make my own desserts. And again, I control what goes in them. It's only a few ingredients, and I can control the amount of sugar. Another reason home-cooked meals help keep the amount of food we eat down is that by the time you sit down to eat your food, there was this whole preparation that came before. You essentially interacted with your food. You felt all the textures. You smelled it while it was cooking. And so the meal is just a culmination of that. And so if you sit down, even if you just take 20 minutes to eat, it feels to you like you spent 2 hours eating, and you're like, okay, I'm fully satisfied. That was plenty. For people who love food, I think that is particularly important. And this is again something that I took from how I was raised. And home cooked meals from scratch remain central to the French diet. So I think that's probably the main thing that keeps the French lean. Habit number 7, set meal times and no snacking between meals. This is again something I took from growing up and something that the French do. There is 3 meals in a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus the goûter. The goûter is a snacking meal. So it's kind of funny because the French made a mini meal out of snacking. And the reason you have the goûter is because lunch happens at midday, noon or 1 o'clock, and dinner happens later. That's highly dependent on the region and the season, but it's between 7 and 8 o'clock, and sometimes 9 o'clock if it's summer, and you're in the south of France. So yeah, you do have that big gap between lunch and dinner where you probably need something to tie you over, and so there's that snacking time. I keep that schedule, particularly the later dinner. For me, dinner, I like to have dinner at the end of my day. The 5 o'clock dinner doesn't work because one thing I really hate doing is to eat and then go back to the office, or eat and then go back to work. I like to just end my day, end my work day, and then have my meal, wind down, and then go to bed. The value of having a set meal schedule is twofold. One is you get fewer feed me signals because your body knows 2 things. One, it's unlikely that it will get fed. It has to wait until the next meal. And 2, the next meal is coming and your body knows when. So there's this predictability that really helps with those hunger signals. And I also know that this plays a role in controlling your blood sugar levels. I've seen that explained by doctors a lot better than I could, so I won't say more about that, but I do know it's really beneficial when it comes to preventing diabetes. So that was the 7 habits, and you notice I did not mention exercise. Where does that fit in? I will confess that I don't do nearly enough exercise. Exercise is really beneficial for health, so it's something that I should do more of. But it's not. I wish I could say it's part of my habits, but it isn't. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and thank you for watching. Habit number 6. Home cooked meals.